The protagonist of this story is Tokugawa Ieyasu, a man who witnessed the entire Sengoku period. He is introduced as Toranaga in the TV series Shogun. His nickname, Tanuki, translates to Sly Fox in English. Known for his cautious nature, he carefully assessed situations before taking action, a trait that may stem from spending much of his childhood as a hostage. Witnessing the rise and fall of powerful warlords from the sidelines, Ieyasu saw history change before his eyes. By following his life, you can walk through the significant events of the Sengoku period. The man who took Ieyasu hostage was Imagawa Yoshimoto. An influential figure in the area where Ieyasu was born, Yoshimoto managed a large organization. He was respected by the people as the best archer of the Tokaido region. Ieyasu may have envisioned rising through the ranks under his tutelage. However, this ambition took an unexpected turn when Yoshimoto was defeated and killed at the Battle of Okahazama. The man who defeated Yoshimoto was Oda Nobunaga. Betting on the survival of his own clan, the Tokugawa clan, Ieyasu formed an alliance with his former enemy, Nobunaga. Nobunaga's audacious goal, unifying Japan through military conquest, seemed impossible. Despite being called Owari's idiot for his unconventional methods, Nobunaga's leadership yielded impressive results. He introduced unorthodox policies, relocated frequently, and entrusted crucial roles to newcomers, often facing betrayal in the process. His territory, however, grew larger and more prosperous. Ieyasu sought to realize his ambitions together with Nobunaga. But Nobunaga was eventually assassinated by his most trusted subordinate. The man who assassinated Nobunaga was Akechi Mitsuhide. His origins are unknown. He was employed by Nobunaga while working for a shogun. In a document written the year before the assassination, Mitsuhide expressed his gratitude to his retainers, saying, "I was as low as rubble, but Lord Nobunaga employed me. Our family must never forget our gratitude to my lord." In a document written the year before, Nobunaga's evaluation of his retainers showed Mitsuhide to be the highest, followed by Hideyoshi. Why Mitsuhide betrayed Nobunaga is still debated today. The man who defeated Mitsuhide was Hashiba Hideyoshi, later known as Toyotomi no Hideyoshi. He seized control of the Oda government after defeating Mitsuhide. Despite his peasant origins, he became the most powerful man in Japan. He is famously known by his nickname Monkey, but Nobunaga also referred to him by various other names such as Bald Rat, Sixth, for having an extra finger, and Cotton Toe Kichi, highlighting his versatility akin to the advanced fabric cotton of that time. Ieyasu once fought against Hideyoshi and was winning the battle, but Hideyoshi's strategic manipulation led to Ieyasu's ultimate defeat. Ieyasu may have realized that he could not surpass Hideyoshi in the grand scheme. However, Hideyoshi's seemingly perfect reign did not last long. Peace negotiations with the Ming dynasty break down, and a second invasion is launched. Hideyoshi himself prepares for the invasion to complete this campaign. Yet, his ambitions are cut short. In 1598, Hideyoshi falls ill. To ensure a smooth transition for his young heir, Toyotomi no Hideyori, a council of 5 regents and 5 magistrates was established. This council, designed for consensus-based decision-making, included Ieyasu, placing him in a position of significant influence. In August of the same year, Hideyoshi died. The 5 regents and 5 magistrates decided to withdraw the army from the continent. Although the Japanese army had the upper hand in battle during this expedition, they were unable to occupy any territory and only caused significant casualties for both Korean and Chinese civilians and military personnel. Hideyoshi's regents Tairo. The TV series Shogun depicts 5 regents, known as Tairo, supporting the government. In reality, the policies of the Toyotomi government were decided by the 5 regents or Tairo and 5 magistrates or Bugyo. It is important to note that these were regents for Hideyoshi, and Hideyoshi was regent for the emperor. The regents were powerful daimyo who had survived the Sengoku period and later pledged allegiance to Hideyoshi. The TV show characters like Toranaga and Sugiyama are based on these figures. The magistrates, on the other hand, were hand-picked by Hideyoshi for their talent. They handled the day-to-day operations of the government. The TV show characters like Ishido, Ono, and Kiyama represent magistrates. Kiyama was the person in charge of peace negotiations during the invasion and made false reports. Although there were more than 5 magistrates, Ono and Kiyama weren't necessarily among the most powerful ones. In particular, Ishida Mitsunari, also known as Ishido, is highly regarded for his management of the nationwide rice taxation system Kokudaka and the logistics of Hideyoshi's army, which was always mobilized in large numbers. While both regents and magistrates hold significant influence, there is a notable gap between their experience and execution abilities. An indicator of economic and military power, known as Kokudaka, is calculated based on the rice harvest of a territory. This Kokudaka highlights the difference between regents and magistrates. For more information on predicting military power from rice yields, please watch our video What is Koku? The link is below the video. After Hideyoshi's death, a split occurred within the government, and Ieyasu, as the de facto ruler, took control of the Toyotomi government. However, Mitsunari, who had only 190,000 koku, used his organizing skills to challenge Ieyasu. In 1599, marriages between the Tokugawa clan and daimyos, which have been prohibited, become an issue. These cause a rift in the balance of power and draw complaints from the regent, Maeda Toshie, and the magistrate, Ishida Mitsunari. In March of the same year, conflict between the militant and civil factions within the Toyotomi government over the management of the Korean invasion escalates, leading to an accusation against Mitsunari. After Ieyasu mediates the matter, Mitsunari resigns from his position as magistrate. In September of the same year, there is an attempted assassination of Ieyasu. The associated Maeda clan offers hostages to the Tokugawa clan, thereby avoiding armed conflict. The Maeda clan, who is a regent family, come under Ieyasu's control. In April 1600, amid these political upheavals, the Dutch ship Liefde washes ashore, and Adams, an English sailor, is captured. Intrigued by curiosity, Ieyasu interrogates Adams, seeking to discover the designs of current European powers. In June of the same year, Ieyasu decides to lead an attack on the regent Uesugi Kagekatsu and begins an advance on Aizu, in Uesugi territory. Mitsunari seizes the opportunity to make his move against Ieyasu. He rallies other daimyos to his cause, forming a western army with the regent Mori Teramoto as its figurehead, and impeaches Ieyasu. Crucially, if young Hideyori agrees to their impeachment, Ieyasu transitions from being the head of the Toyotomi government to being branded a traitor. News of the Western Army's mobilization forces Ieyasu to abandon his attack on Uesugi. His focus shifts to securing alliances with other daimyo. Through diplomacy and promises of future rewards, Ieyasu aims to sway uncommitted lords to his side in the coming battle against Mitsunari. In response, Mitsunari attempts to rally daimyo remaining in Osaka to the Western Army by taking their wives hostage. However, this tactic backfires due to the death of one wife who resisted, subject of our next video. On September 1, 1600, Ieyasu splits his forces into 2 groups and sets out to suppress Mitsunari's Western Army. However, his plans encounter an unexpected obstacle. The Sanada clan, known as the Tokugawa Killers, oppose Ieyasu's army on the Tosando Highway. The Sanada clan employs guerrilla warfare tactics to hold the line despite being outnumbered more than 10 to 1. Their actions significantly impede the advance of Ieyasu forces, buying precious time for the Western Army. On September 15, half of the forces advancing along the Tokaido Highway clash with Mitsunari's Western Army at Sekigahara. This battle has an unexpected outcome. The clash, in which the 2 large armies collide, is decided in just half a day, and Ieyasu emerges victorious. Ieyasu's efforts to sway the western daimyos to his side are successful, and Mitsunari's western army collapses due to defectors. Mitsunari, the mastermind, is captured and ordered to commit seppuku. The Battle of Sekigahara, often viewed as a clash between the Tokugawa and Toyotomi clans, is more nuanced. It is a power struggle within the Toyotomi regime that Ieyasu exploits to his advantage. At this point, Ieyasu is probably the only one who sees this as a battle between the Tokugawa and Toyotomi clans. Symbolically, after this battle, Ieyasu stops using the name bestowed upon him by Hideyoshi and reclaims his Tokugawa name. This act signals his ascent to a level of power. In 1603, Ieyasu becomes shogun, and the Edo shogunate is established. This marks the beginning of the transfer of power from the Toyotomi government to the Tokugawa government. In 1605, Ieyasu resigns as shogun, and his son takes his place. Ieyasu asks Toyotomi no Hideyori, the heir of the Unifier, to meet the new shogun as a sign of submission, but young Hideyori refuses. Recognizing the importance of international relations in the post-war era, Ieyasu actively pursues diplomacy. A key figure in these efforts is William Adams, a shipwrecked Englishman who serves as an advisor and intermediary. Ieyasu re-establishes diplomatic ties with Korea in 1607, signs free trade agreements with the Netherlands in 1609 and England in 1613, and even holds trade negotiations with Spain in 1611. For Ieyasu, now in his later years, the Toyotomi clan continues to be a threat. He begins to take action to determine the fate of the Toyotomi clan while he is still alive. The trigger is a sentence engraved on a bell donated by young Hideyori to a temple. The nation is safe and prosperous, and the ruler and his subjects are happy. In this sentence, the character Toyotomi is displayed next to the divided name of Ieyasu. While the significance of this event might be obscure to modern people, understanding the anatomy of samurai names, as introduced in Part 1 and Part 2, might shed light on their meaning. They divide the true name or imina, which people at that time hesitate to even say out loud. This act by the Toyotomi side can be interpreted as a major slight or even a curse on Ieyasu. Some historians even believe this is what triggered the coming war. Despite this, escalating the issue into a war may seem excessive. In 1614, the simmering dispute, provoked by the bell engravings, escalates into the First Siege of Osaka. The Toyotomi clan, led by the young Hideyori, seeks to defy Tokugawa's dominance. Their formidable stronghold, Osaka Castle, a marvel of Japanese engineering, stands in Ieyasu's way. Adding to the defenses is Sanada-maru, a fort constructed by the Sanada clan, also known as the Tokugawa Killers. Ieyasu, recognizing the strength of the castle's defenses, employs a new weapon at his disposal: cannons. These powerful guns, acquired through the diplomatic efforts of William Adams, rain fire upon the castle tower, forcing Hideyori to negotiate. A peace treaty is struck, with Hideyori agreeing to dismantle part of the castle's outer moat. However, Ieyasu, exceeding the terms of the agreement, orders the complete destruction of the moat, a move some view as characteristically cunning and others see as duplicitous. This incident likely contributes to the nickname Tanuki, raccoon dog, bestowed upon Ieyasu by his critics. As Hideyori works to restore the moat, Ieyasu accuses him of preparing for war, leading to a second siege in 1615. With the outer fortifications gone, Hideyori's army is forced to fight in the open, a battle they are destined to lose. Defeated and facing inevitable capture, Hideyori and his mother, Yododano, commit suicide within the burning Osaka castle. The fall of Osaka marks the definitive end of the Toyotomi clan's power and solidifies Tokugawa dominance over Japan. The following year, in 1616, Ieyasu dies at the age of 75. This marks the beginning of a new era in Japan, characterized by over 200 years of peace under the Tokugawa shogunate. During this period, known as the Edo period, the country experiences cultural and economic growth. The number of educated and economically powerful people increases, leading to the flourishing of popular culture, including kabuki theater and ukiyo-e woodblock prints. Despite adopting a policy of national isolation, Japan continues limited trade with the Netherlands, established by William Adams. The ukiyo-e prints sent to France in the 19th century inspire a new art movement called Japonism, influencing Western artists and leading to a profound cultural exchange. This peaceful and culturally rich era, initiated by Ieyasu's consolidation of power, leaves a lasting impact on Japan and the world.
Help motivate us to make more videos by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching!